being a good steward of something basically means being a good manager of what you have. Your money, your time, your ability, your resources. That's what it means to be a good steward. You manage well all the things you have. And I remember when I first heard that word, being a good steward of something, or when I first heard that phrase, being a good steward of something, it struck me. And I heard that in the church setting because it's a scripture in a religious text. But I was always, when I studied spirituality and you could say religion, it was to get a philosophy, a morality. But beyond that, the true gospel to me was, what can I take from this teaching, apply it to my life to make myself better? Because when you improve yourself, you improve society, whether it's developing self-control, whether it's developing, you could develop so many different things, it's endless, right? So I remember hearing being a good steward of something. And I thought of the ways that I was wasteful. When you're young, you tend to be more wasteful because you're young, you're reckless, you're not fully developed. If you're physically developed, you're not mentally, you're not emotionally, right? And it never stops. It never stops development. Self-development never stops. Even when you're very old, you're still trying to keep yourself on track. So I remember saying to myself, wow, that's an interesting saying, being a good steward of what you have. And it grabbed me really too, especially with money, because at that time, not only was I trying to get my life in order spiritually, but also financially and every way, emotionally, a comprehensive way to get your life together. Don't just be religious, but then neglect other parts of your life. You got to be a well-rounded person. That was my goal. And at times you go extreme in certain areas of your life, and then you balance them out, and then like you're well-rounded, right? It's like making something. So I remember that season, like I said, I was trying to get a spiritual understanding of life. I was trying to get my finances together, just trying to get my life together, build a foundation of my life. And I said to myself, man, manage well what you have. And it started to make me look at a understanding what money I had coming in, what money I had going out. And it always strikes a chord with me now when I'm faced with big financial decisions, or I'm risking too much money and losing some in risky investments, right? Because that's the money people never tell you about. Gambling or high-risk investments, or, of course, some people, their crutches, their drugs or alcohol. But even people who make a modest living, they always risk and they always waste some things, all of us. And I have come to the understanding that it's okay to risk a little bit of money and waste a little bit of things, as long as it's not toxic and as long as we're not talking about certain things, right? But to a level, right, a little bit of risk in life you need. Okay? But you got to be damn careful that that doesn't engulf you. Okay? Whether it's gambling, right, on sports, whether it's gambling in the casino, or whether it's day trading, or whether it's, betting on a business opportunity, right? So they're all tied in the same thing, risk. And everyone has a right, including me, including you, to take some risk. But the message is, as I always reflect on being a good steward, I think about that now when it comes to purchases, when it comes to where I put my money. And I also think about, too, don't be such a Scrooge as far as now, don't be too cheap. Now, you see I'm sitting in an old cheap car. Sometimes people mock it. But to me, right now, a new car really doesn't suit me. The home base suited me first in Florida. I do think about refining that a little bit because I would be more comfortable allocating a little bit more of my resources to real estate. But I'm always cautious of not too much, because real estate's very sticky and it's very much an entanglement when you buy property, right? So But it's not a bad thing like entanglement Will Smith all the time, because when you're too short term, you're not a good steward of your money, because you tend to take excessive risk and excessive waste, and then you would have been better in a more long-term thing, right? So we can't lie to ourselves. When we're talking about being a good steward, you got to look at yourself. It's not about looking at other people. Look at yourself. Are you taking care of what you need to do? And you know that because you see your tax returns, okay? Because you know your bank accounts, okay? Because you know your emotional health. You know you, okay? Now, some people lie to themselves. Not my job to figure out other people. I thank God I remind myself that. When I start to get too involved with other people, or I want to see people do better, and when it goes wrong, I say to myself, step back. And remember, don't get too involved and let other people figure out their life. Go back to me. Figure out my own life. That's how, thank God that you can release the burden of other people's bullshit. Because you got your own bullshit to deal with. Thank God. Yeah. Hope you're doing well. Just like this. Thank you. Yeah, fuck yeah. All right, let's stay positive. And so as I reflect on, say, okay, for me, okay, don't look at anyone else. Okay, I'm doing good in this area of my life. Maybe it's financial or whatever. But I'm taking too much risk here. I got to mitigate my risk because I'm wasting resources here. And then I got to decide, okay, where do those resources go? Because it's like sitting in a bean bag. Those beans are going somewhere. Those little things inside that bean bag, you know. It's like when you sit in a waterbed. I know waterbeds aren't too popular anymore. When you sit on a waterbed, the water goes somewhere. So when you have a paycheck, or when you have whatever type of money you got coming in, because everyone's got something. Because if you had nothing, okay, you wouldn't have a cell phone. You'd be dead from starvation. How many people you know starved to death? Yeah, that's what I thought. And I remember in my skinny days, getting my life, going from obesity to damn near anorexia, I ate just enough to survive. I want to tell you. So I know, okay, being damn close to starvation. And let me tell you something, man. If you ain't starving, okay, you ain't hurting. Okay. So let me tell you something. So I said to myself, okay, it's like, all right, you could cut the budget. Maybe you don't go out to eat as much. But I want to tell you this is my life experience too. Going out to eat, if you're real reckless, you spend a lot of money, certainly. But really the biggest thing is going to be gambling or day trading or things like that, okay? Or drugs, things like that, okay? But of course, going out to eat's a big thing. But people make a big thing about coffee and this and that, and it's not a big thing, okay? Or having too many kids or getting divorced. These are big things, guys. Going to Starbucks, not a big thing, believe me, okay? So let's stay positive. But I think about it. So when I think about, like, oh my God, am I wasting resources? It's not going to Starbucks, okay? It's, okay, I spend too much day trading, okay? I look at my tax returns, okay, I got to adjust this. So then I said to myself, if I take some money from here, because I'm wasting it, that's what it means to be a good steward. Look at what you're wasting. And it ain't at Starbucks. It's in playing on fantasy football. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe, okay, it's, you know, you didn't get a vasectomy. You're having too many kids. Maybe you just got another new car. And now you're crying the blues. I was in that cycle. I was there. This I'm talking about from my experience. I'm not looking at you, even if you think I'm looking at you. I'm not. I'm talking about me. So this is what I want to tell you. Is I say, okay, if I take money from here, because I'm saying, and I'm not going to take all, don't take all of the money, you know, you have some fun. That's why I tell you too. Okay, don't be a person that dies with $5 million in the bank and you give it to charity who blows it. Okay, they ain't going to spend on nothing good, believe me. Guys, in a first world country, charity ain't doing much. It all comes from the government, guys. So don't worry about it. So I say to myself, okay, I want a certain amount in savings. I want a certain amount to pay down debt or eliminate debt. Okay, this is how you get your house in order. Be a good steward. I want a certain amount of cash flow. Okay, meaning that after I pay all my bills, I have a certain extra amount of money coming in that don't go to expenses that I could put in savings or put in investments or buy something. That's cash flow. Money left over after bills, that's cash flow. Cash flow is very important, guys and girls. So I said to myself, okay, I got these things in order. Now, where do I want to put this money from the cash flow? Do I want to buy another property? Do I want to make my home base better? Do I want to invest more? Do I want to save more? Do I want to do this more, right? Because you only put so much in savings, so much in investments, so much in real estate, so much in cars. And you get to figure that out. That's the best part about being an adult. You get to do what you want. Now, if you don't take that accountability, someone else going to decide, okay, this is how much you get. Yeah, that's what they going to do it just like that. And they ain't going to give you what you want. So that's why you got to go out there and do what you need to do for you. Why? If you depend on someone else to take care of the money and you just hand it over, well, you're not going to be happy. I ain't lying about that. Okay. But beggars can't be choosers. Yeah. I was in the auto store the other day because my key fob, like you got a car and you got a little battery, a little circle battery, little battery in your key fob. It like allows you to start your car remotely or just push the button. So the battery had died. It's been a few years since I got one, so that's okay. So I go to the auto parts store and they got the battery, which is great. The lady was nice who helped me. And I said, can you open the key fob for me? Tell me what type of battery, I'll go get it. And she's like, yeah, it was like an A32 or something, right? So she goes, they're right in front here. She goes, but I don't know if we have any of that type of battery left. So I was like, oh, you're right. And she goes, just look on the bottom. I think we may have that type, but it comes in like an 8-pack or something. I know you only need one, but just take a look. And I looked, and sure enough, they had no singular. They didn't have like the battery pack where they just sell you one. They had like one where they sell you like 8. And I said, oh, man. But I checked myself. And she goes, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I said, you know what? Nothing to apologize for. Is beggars can't be choosers. I need the battery. You only sell 8. And damn it, I'm going to pay for 8. Why? What can I do? Beggars can't be choosers. You got to take what you can get sometimes. Even if you got to pay more. So the message in this video is you got to be a good steward. Because there's times in life you got to waste a little bit. Okay? Because you got no choice or because you got to have a little fun. But you want that to be in balance with your life. And you have a right to be extreme at certain times. But this I'm just sharing from me. Being a good steward of what you have is a good message. It's a good goal. You say, inspirational, no man, I hate goals. Well, you're going to hate life more if you sleep late, you got no goals, and you leave negative comments on other people's channel. Because you ain't going to change them. It's like you're pouring too much energy into them. I checked myself. I said, pull that back. Delete that comment. I'm not fucking with you. Yeah, I know some people get you mad. Sometimes I get you mad. But be a good steward of your energy. Remember, if you don't like something, move on. Damn it. It's freedom. I want you to be free. Financially, emotionally, in every way. I want the best for you. And I want the best for me. So I said to myself, what should I do next? With the mindset of being a good steward. Being a good manager of what I have. And that includes your ability. That's why I tell you, don't work a job below your potential. Final lesson. I remember one time I was walking in the store and I said, man, maybe it'd be better to get out of the corporate stress life and work at Lowe's or Home Depot and stock the shelves, which I don't look down on. But I worked so hard to build my career and different things like that. And the person with me said, Sam, this was early in the morning and they were getting together at a huddle. Like they get together at the huddle in the morning, all the retail workers, and they were like, let's go Lowe's or something. And they all got in a, like they were like breaking the huddle out of a thing. And they go, Sam, you worked this long to go do that? And I said, damn it, you checked my ass. Check my ass. I said, oh, you're right. And the point is, don't look down on that because I've done things like that. I've done lower things than I've delivered food, do whatever. The thing is, are you being a good steward of your ability? If you're a damn near master plumber, and you could be a maintenance tech making $75,000 a year in a hospital, which is a great service. You're making good money and you're using your gift. Or should you dumb yourself down to sell PVC pipe to some soccer mom that come home and wants to know what she needs for underneath her sink? And you're sitting there trying to stock the shelves with a bad knee and you got a damn knee pad on because you got to bend down and stock that shelf. And you got PVC glue in one hand ready to stock the shelf. She got a plastic fitting elbow in her other hand and she asking you, what should she do? And you getting paid $17.25 an hour because you thought you were going to have an easier life not being a good steward of your ability and just going and doing that. When you could have been making double that. Okay? Did one assignment that'll take you 1 hour in the hospital, and the rest of the time you sit behind a desk making good money. Damn it, be a good steward of your ability. Never forget that was a powerful lesson. Click the thumbs up if that changed your life for the better. I love you. I thank you for watching.